Hey guys. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello.
Greetings.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello. What
You
song
gonna
is that?
provide our music?
Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hey, hello. It's Good Love
Yes,
Tuesdays. I'm starting to love Tuesdays because we have our Good Love Tuesdays. We're giving y'all some gems today.
yes, 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 absolutely.
So,
Greetings, and salutations. Welcome.
yes. Let's see.
Going to give a couple of minutes, right, so that people can come on in.
Yeah, we're gonna give it a couple of minutes. So I made a delicious dinner today. It's
Oh,
kind of
really?
healthy. I did. I haven't done spaghetti or anything in a really long time, and I actually decided to go ahead and do that today.
Okay,
And
okay.
I did. Yeah, I did a quinoa and something pasta with turkey, ground turkey, and some. The only bad part was the Italian sausage that I had in
Okay.
there. Hi,
Greetings.
ladies.
Welcome.
Y'all spread the word. Like this video if you can, and spread the word to your friends. Try to share the link if you can, so we can get an audience in here.
Yeah.
Also, I really, really, really want you guys to participate in the comments section. I want to hear your stories and your comments on what we're discussing. We really want y'all to participate because that gives us more battery. It rails us up, rails us up,
Yes.
rises us up.
Yes. Hello, Lola, Janice, Nancy. Welcome.
Hi,
Thank you for joining
ladies.
us.
I feel
If you
like,
don't mind, please
huh?
share to your pages. If you don't mind, share to your pages and tag people in the comments and invite them to come in. Grab the link and drop it in the text and say, "Hey, come join this conversation, unwind with us," because it's going to be a good one.
Yes, it is definitely
Sorry,
going
sis. What were you saying? I'm sorry, I didn't.
um, I don't remember.
Sorry.
My brain is going to be going 100 miles an hour today.
You said
Um,
you made a delicious meal tonight.
I did. I made the ground turkey I told you the Italian sausage was the only worst part, but I was proud to get the quinoa. It was like wheat, was it wheat and gluten free and quinoa pasta. So the pasta was like
Oh,
really light. Yeah. So
okay.
the pasta is the part that gives you the belly, gives you the fupa. I'm trying to get rid of
Yes,
my fupa.
yes, I
Yeah.
I understand. I understand. Greetings.
Hi,
Hello.
ladies.
Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome.
Come
Thank you
get
for
in here.
joining
Get in
us.
here. Those of you on
Yeah.
Facebook, y'all, come on into YouTube, or we want to see your comments. I think I've connected all of our Facebooks, all of our social medias together. I wish StreamYard is able to connect like Instagram.
Mhm.
They,
Mhm.
I guess they got some
Yeah,
type
that
of
would
traffic.
be cool. But it's nice. Good evening,
Hmm.
mother. Hi, Demita. Demita Joe. Sounding like Janet.
Anita Joe, I like that name. I like
Yes.
that.
Hi, Nancy. Welcome, everybody.
Yes, thanks for getting in here. Well, I see more people coming in. We're gonna give y'all a couple more minutes to get in here. Everybody seems like they a little bit on CP time. Little bit
Yes.
on CP time.
In the meantime, don't forget to please, if you can do us a favor and like, like the show, the link, subscribe to the page. We always forget to say that because we get so caught up in the conversation, which we
Yeah,
love having these conversations with each other and with you
yeah,
all. But please, if you can do us a favor, we want to grow the channel. We want to grow the audience because we do think these are conversations of value. So please just do us a favor and just hit that like button, subscribe, notifications, and all that good stuff. And
and share, and share,
yeah,
share, share,
yes.
share, 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 share.
Well, listen, it's 5 after, child. I think we
All
can
right.
go on and hit
Okay.
it.
So thank you guys for joining us today. It's Good Love Tuesday. You know we love Tuesdays. It's now our favorite day of the week. So as you know, today is a very, very interesting topic. We are talking about friends dating exes / love interests. Dun, dun, dun. Now, how this subject came about, y'all. So this subject came up last night. I was out with my friend, okay? And a love interest, ex-love interest, I don't even know how you want to put it, was there with us. It's actually a friend. I have friend zoned them. We have friend zoned each other. There's also always been this like, we've crossed boundaries before, but not intimacy, but it's been crossed. Like boundaries have been crossed where it's past the friendship level.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so we're talking, and somehow I find out that he has been chumming it up with one of my friends. I was like, you can't talk to my friends. He was like, what? I said, you cannot date my friends. He was like, why not? We go into this huge debate, totally on different levels of thinking. I'm like, because there was an emotional connection, like I would not want you to date my friends. I'm feeling some type of way because there's still like, even though we decide to be friends, there's still like a liking there. And no, you can't date my friends. And he's like, he's thinking, well, we never had sex. He's like, I stopped myself from going there, so we can be friends. And I'm like, that's not the point. The point is boundaries are crossed. There was an emotional buildup, and no, you can't date my friends until I'm over it.
Until you're over it.
Until I'm over it, then I will let you know if you get the green light of dating my friend.
Okay.
So he was like upset. Like he was upset. He could not understand. And I had to like this lady she was an older lady, was into our conversation, and she was like, turned her chair around.
Which means y'all were loud.
Oh yeah, we were, because me and my other girlfriend was there. She's like sipping her water, sipping her drink, like I don't even know. And the older lady was like, okay, why aren't y'all together? And it was just like this long pause. I'm like, because we're friends. Like, why are y'all friends? Because we don't want to go there. So, anyways, long short, we came to an understanding. We're friends. He still can't date my friends. So, but the lady was like, you need to be honest and let him know, like, really what's up. Like, how are you really feeling, and tell him how you're really feeling. Because this is like 2-3 years of friendship. Mm-hmm. There was an emotional emotional unavailability, just bad timing throughout as we've been getting to know each other. But there's always been this like something there, you know. Mm-hmm. So I'm wrong. Why you say I'm wrong? Anyways, see, a guy is already saying I'm wrong, and I probably am. But this is the thing: you can't. Okay. So, anyways, we had a conversation. I was very honest about where I was at emotionally, because this was not that long ago. It's like literally just last year. Like everything transpired and happened. I'm not going into details of things, but this was just last year. So, anyways, this is how the conversation came about for today. It's because I was like, I feel like women have a different perspective, men have a different perspective on if you should date exes, and what the rules are and the lines that are being crossed. You know, like I feel like we need to come to an understanding of this. Mm-hmm. So. I'm going to show this video. I don't know if you have something to say, so I didn't want to like.
I'm going to let you play the video first, and then I'll say my piece.
Okay. I'm going to show this video. Of course, y'all know I love Steve Harvey, and he always has little gems that he talks about. It seems like every time I try to have these relationship discussions, I look up Steve Harvey, and he's got a gem there. So I'm about to share this video with you guys so you can see this little clip, and we're going to talk about it. All right? Give me a second. In the meantime, like it. Like
Yes,
it.
please like the video. Thank you all for being here while Kheri is bringing up the video. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We really appreciate it. Um, yeah.
Can you see it?
Okay. Yeah, I can see it.
All right, here we go.
BTV Arizona family. I have a really big dilemma. So my best friend recently got married, but I've always had a crush on one of her ex-boyfriends. And I'm just wondering if it's okay for me to date him now.
Oh, that's a loaded question.
Oh,
Girl. I understand how this question comes from logical thinking. She's gone now, she's taken. But I'm gonna give you the emotional standpoint. That's gonna be a hell no. Because once he was ever mine, everyone I've been with, I love. Like, no, you're my friend. No, that's a hell no.
The trust is officially going to be altered. I would be like, I'm sorry, when did this attraction start?
Exactly.
When we were dating, that's when it started. And now you're gonna like slip on in. That, like Kheri said, is a hell no.
Once no friend of mine, make your own list.
That's right.
make your own guy.
Hold up, ladies, hold up. I have worked with a lot of women that are struggling to find love. And if she's your friend and she happens to see it in a dude that you no longer want,
No.
don't hate on your girlfriend.
I agree with you completely.
You know, I try to set my exes with people. I try to set my exes up with people.
Because people that you've dated, that's
Not just my
different.
ex. Tried to set my ex up with friends. After, because they're both
That's
crazy.
different
I want to
than-
see them happy. So why is that so different?
It's a little different than the girl taking it upon herself to go.
Because I'm instigating it.
Yes.
Okay,
Because you're into that.
Yes. But at the same time, if you're really friends with somebody and you are honest with her, now she's happily married, on with her own life. Remember, she's not friends with the ex.
But
It is over.
don't you think she does have to ask? I think she should talk to her friend about it.
First thing,
But at the risk of losing that friend.
she might say no.
Yeah.
And then you might like, want to.
Me personally, you would lose me as a friend. My trust would just be altered. I would never be able to.
If she asked,
Now I'm wondering, are you looking at my husband? Do you want everything I have?
That's where I'm at.
Wow. Everybody might be
See,
looking at
I gotta admit something.
Single white or black.
I never saw that side of it. And looking at from that perspective, a woman goes, it alters my trust for you. She said, when did this attraction start? When we were dating, she goes, so now what else do you want? You want my husband I got now? What else do you want? I never looked at it that way. Men, if I have an ex and my dude start dating my ex, it's something wrong with him. Because, partner, first of all, didn't I tell you she was crazy? And then I just tell you that. I just told you that. Now, for a man, it's harder for a man because a man causes this, oh man, I can't go behind my boy.
But just think about, for example, Steve, you are, you work in entertainment, you're a celebrity. So your circle tends to be a lot of other famous people. And I find that people that work in the same industries and they have a small
circle of people around them. So a lot of people.
Well, yeah. Okay, so this is what I will say. I am huge on girl code. Okay. I'm huge on there are certain things that you just don't do. I do not think that it is appropriate to dip after somebody that I was with, an ex-boyfriend, okay, an ex-husband. To me, that is a no-no, okay. And for the reasons that the ladies were saying, like you're now curious as to, okay, like when did this magically start happening, or why were you even open to it? If he did try to come at you, why were you even open to it in the first place? It would just raise so many questions. Right now, The issue is what you're saying with your situation is you and this dude never actually dated. Okay.
Right.
Okay. He was
Right.
y'all were never in a relationship.
Correct.
So this is where the part where sometimes we have to suck it up is to, okay, we cannot block. Okay. Now listen, it makes okay. It is blocking. Let's call it what it is. It's blocking if you did not get in a relationship with the person, okay, and for whatever reason, maybe he really isn't right for you. You're really not right for him on that level, although there's attraction there, right? And I get it. Like there's some men that I've never actually officially dated, but if my friend was to get with that dude, I would feel some kind of way, but do I have a right to? Would I have a right to? No. No, I wouldn't. It wouldn't feel good, but I wouldn't really have a right to because we never were actually together. Now, if he was your ex-boyfriend or ex-husband, yes. Why are you turning your head away?
You know how you don't want to, you can't run away, so you just look away. Okay, so you don't know the details of everything as of yet. There's other details to this. So after my friend who was across, she said the same thing, right? Once she got the details of everything, she was like, got it. I understand.
Okay, so you don't have to say it. Let me add this.
Okay.
If lines were crossed where it's very clear that you all are not just friends.
Correct.
That there's deeper feelings. And also now this is the part that we didn't talk about. You were talking to him, but did your girlfriend tell you that he and her were getting chummy?
She didn't know the history. So I can't even get mad at her. Like,
okay, so she didn't know that you would.
Right. She's not like a close, she has recently become very close to me. But when this happened, they met at the premiere of my Ready to Love premiere party. So technically she's like, oh, he's here, she's on Ready to Love. I mean, surely they're not dating.
Okay.
That's how they met. But I didn't tell her the history. I didn't tell her anything. They just chummed it up or whatever. And you know.
Was he there by your invite?
Yeah. But there was a couple of guys there by my invite. Okay. So so I honestly, her hands are washed on this one. I can't even feel no type of way about her because she really is oblivious to what happened. So it really wasn't on her. He is not oblivious to what happened. But so when we talked about it, because we really hadn't talked about it, and we also had a kind of a falling off of our relationship situation, whatever you want to call it. But so once we made it clear, like, look, this is a line that will never be crossed again. And that's pretty much the conversation we had. I said, cool. We are both very clear on that. Let me get used to that. And I will let you know once I will let you know once I talk to my friend.
Listen, I feel you. I feel you. However, we on opposite sides of it because this is the okay. So let me say this. I had a situation where and it's not exactly the same, but it's a kissing cousin. It's a kissing cousin now. Okay.
What does that mean, kissing cousin?
A kissing cousin mean that it's not exactly the same situation, but it's close to it. Okay. So it's relevant. Okay. So the I had a really good friend that, you know, it was like a small friend group, okay? And we all had different guys that we were crushing on. Right now, this is, you know, this was years ago, right? We had different guys that we were crushing on. Everybody knew whose dude was who, right? This particular friend was claiming way too many dudes. Like she was
he was like, no, they talked to him because he winked at me the other day. No, you can't talk to him.
He smiled at me. Mine. He said hi to me. Mine. Wait, hold on. Okay. To the point where it was like, it's inevitable that one of those guys that she was crushing on, one of the many, ended up liking me, right? I did not go after him. I wasn't, but he ended up liking me. And of course, how much was oblivious about, he went to her about me because he knew we were cool. So
Right.
this is the thing. Sometimes it's kind of like, okay, it's a small pond, you know what I mean? And it's going to be inevitable, it's inevitable that there's going to be some crossing of attractions.
Yeah,
Okay.
whatever. DC is very big. There's a lot of beautiful women. Stay out of my friend pool.
Okay,
It's fine.
so what's gonna end up happening? I think he's gonna do it anyway, and he's
It's
gonna
fine.
hide it. He gonna hide
Whatever. And that's fine. Because you don't know the history. I will tell you about it off the record. I think you'll understand where I'm coming from. But this is the thing. I am at a place like now, because we literally just had the conversation like this is this and this. So now it's like, okay, I can accept that. I will let you know when you can date my friends. Until then, you've got hundreds and thousands of beautiful Black women in DC, all that's outside of my close friend circle that you could talk to.
Did he agree to it?
Yeah. So the friend that he connected to, I did not say he can't talk to her. I am like, I can't say anything because I did not make it clear to her or to him that this was a boundary that was set. But now he knows. So he can talk to her.
Wait a minute, I'm confused. Is it more than one? Is it more than one of his friends? One of your friends that he's getting chummy with?
Okay, we're gonna move on from this conversation in a second. No, it's not more than one friend. It's just we talked about the big picture. We were just like in general.
Oh, okay.
In general, he was like upset because he's like, I don't understand why you tripping, and I explained to him. So,
okay.
I said what I said.
You give me the rest of the details offline.
I'll give you the rest of the details offline. I said what I said, and I'm sticking to what I said. I said what I said. Okay. So a lot of y'all don't agree. Dex said you wrong, Kheri. Dex, can you tell me why I'm wrong? Is this Dex, the Dex that I know, Dex? Okay. Would your friend date him? Sorry, but that's why am I not hearing it? Oh, and bad, I don't hate him. I don't get the second part, but would my friend date him? I don't know. Maybe. He apparently said, he wasn't so quote unquote interested like that, but I don't believe him. Let's see. Mike said, Kheri, don't be selfish. And you friend zone dude, and now he can't move forward because you want to keep him in your back pocket. That's not true. I don't want to keep him in my back pocket. Not anymore.
Wait a minute. Okay, not anymore. Like since when? Since this conversation? Since
Alexa said, oh God. Alexa said, nah, say it on the record, Kheri. So this friend, and I would never reveal who it is, but this friend, we met a few years ago. So we've been on a few dates, I guess you could say. And as we were getting to know each other, found out he's like going through a divorce. He's very emotionally unavailable, still healing, still processing, still doing all of this stuff.
Yes.
So the point of us not moving forward to a relationship or dating or whatever is because he was being honest with me of where his emotional availability was at. So with that, we just kept it where it was, because not that I was waiting for him, but the interest did not go away. It's just like, he's going to set me up for failure because he's not emotionally available. He's like, you're too good a woman, blah, blah, blah. So then as time goes, what are you looking like this? What's your face?
No. I'm processing. Go ahead. I'm
Okay.
listening.
So as time, and I want to move on from this story because we have so much more to talk about. As time goes on, there was a few times where we stepped past that boundary of like kissing and messing around and all
Yeah.
that. Not sex though, not sex, but it was hot and heavy, you know. And to the point where we were just like, okay, we don't, he's met mom. He's like it's one of those things where it's more of a very much of an emotional connection more than anything. Not intimacy or anything, but it's like the timing of things did not work. So all this time he's telling me it's an emotional thing, it's an emotional thing. He's not even at the point of even wanting to date at that point. So then when I go on the show, he's like, I don't know. It was weird. We kind of got closer after the show. Like, and he said it's because I was probably vulnerable. I probably was vulnerable. Um, we got closer after the show, and then boundaries were crossed again. So it got confusing, and I was like, took a beat, and even when boundaries were crossed, I was like, because of ego and all this stuff, I'm like, we shouldn't cross that boundary anymore. We should be friends, blah blah blah, because we both were kind of saying the same thing. I didn't necessarily mean that, but I was saying that more of like a protective mechanism.
Okay.
Of we should just never go there again. We're friends, blah blah blah, right? So in his mind, I've moved on. I have literally friend zoned him, but in my mind, I really haven't friend zoned him. I was just protecting myself emotionally. So I was not 100% honest with him.
Okay.
I was not
Okay.
honest. So I told him it's not on him. This is on me. It is. It's on me. So when he got my friend's digits and all that stuff, like I even said, oh, maybe something will come out of it. I didn't mean that.
What? What?
I'm telling you, it's on me. It's my crazy. It's on me. I know it's on me, but it's my ego and my pride. I'm being
Okay.
honest. I'm having an honest, transparent moment. It was my
Okay.
ego and my pride. And I was like, oh, hope maybe something will come, do your thing. And inside of me, I'm like, no, right? So time goes on. We hadn't seen each other, and we saw each other for the first time, like hanging out as of yesterday. So we really hadn't talked much since that. So then when we were when the whole dating friends thing came back, I didn't think they were still talking until he said they're talking. And I was like, oh, so I told him, I'm not stepping into that, because you literally stepped into that thinking my mindset was one way. But at this point, I'm having a transparent, honest moment. So I really don't feel comfortable right now with you talking to any of my other friends. Now you get what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. I understand exactly what you're saying.
I'm not saying it's not fair, but I was just like, I'm just having he can do what he wants to do. And it really isn't like,
well, so let me ask you this, and then we should move on, okay? Because and you all feel free to jump into the conversation, and because this feels like a coaching moment here. Help Kheri out, y'all. Help Kheri out, okay? Let chime in the comment section on this in terms of, because this is kind of a different situation. You all never it is really more so that you wanted something with this man. He wanted something with you, was not ready because of him coming out of so basically you didn't want it to be a rebound situation.
Right.
Okay. So, but the thing about it is that anytime there are feelings and attachments and emotions and all that kind of stuff, then the idea, I think, is once the person has healed, once the person is actually ready for a relationship, you're hoping that they'll come for you.
Right.
Subconsciously,
Right.
you're hoping they're going to come for you. However, the problem in this, and this is why we always talk about communication, is that he probably didn't think, based on you being in your ego and your pride, you did not really communicate the depth of where your mindset and energy was. Okay.
No, and I admit that. I
Right.
know.
And I
Yeah.
get that. I get
Yeah.
that. So I'm saying that now it's almost like it's that crossroads moment. Is he now ready for a relationship, or is he talking to your friend because he just out here still kicking it? Or is he actually ready for a relationship?
Well, based on what he said, he's still not emotionally ready. But also, he had like a transparent moment. He's like, I'm just looking for that spark. I'm looking basically for the Cinderella moment, the Little Mermaid moment of just this spark of just like, it's no question about it that this is supposed to be my wife. And I was like, okay, well, good luck with that.
Okay.
So we're moving on from that subject.
Why you not popping up these comments?
I am. I'm popping them up now. Okay, here's the comments. I do want y'all to participate. I ain't gonna hush y'all up. Hush it up. Okay. Christina said, "Now you know damn well DC is small as AF."
Hey, Christina. Yeah.
And do either of them know you have a podcast? They do. They might be on here. Well, one of them probably is not oblivious to what I'm talking about. The other one does know what I'm talking about. Kheri, y'all never slept together, so if he wants to date your friend, there's no reason you should be hating. I'm not hating. Dex, why you got so much to say? That's 100% y'all fault. At least you know it. I think we're gonna probably go a little bit over to time. I expect to kind of go a little bit over our time today.
It's okay.
Okay. Real friends wouldn't date your ex. I agree with that, to be honest. Girl, let that man go and move on. Nobody has time to waste anymore. Kheri, get over it. Dex, why you got so much to say, bro? Like, hit me up in my text messages. We about to go in. Kheri, get over it. As long as y'all never slept together, there's nothing wrong. He dating your friend. Okay, Dex, got it. I highly doubt old dude is ready with your friend Kheri. I don't know, Lex. Sometimes somebody does it for somebody. I really do. I'm not going to call block. I'm just being honest that I am going to feel some type of way. I am. I'm not gonna lie.
I guess I'm curious as to, you said this just happened last night?
Yes.
Okay. Do you plan to have any type of conversation with your friend?
No. Do I need
Why?
to? Because I feel like if they've already been talking and they've built something, like it's kind of my fault for not being 100% honest. I feel like
what's weird to me, and I, like you said, this.
I want to move on from this subject.
Well, you brought it up. We wouldn't have known anything. We wouldn't have known anything.
I said move on. We've been on this for 30 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay, this is the last thing. I will say this: if the friend that you're talking about, is it really a friend? Because it is. Yes. This is for you to think about. Is it really a friend in that type of category? Because if she has not, and is it that serious with this guy in terms of even a discussion? Because if she has never brought him up to you, she probably knows that you know him. At least
she knows I know him.
Right. And so I'm saying she's never brought him up to you, that they're hanging out, they're kicking it, or whatever they're doing. Okay, right.
Right. So what does that mean? What are you trying to say?
I'm saying either the woman is, what type of friend is she? Like, what category? Sometimes people are more acquaintances than friends. Okay.
But what does that have to do with how does that determine how I approach
it? If she had brought him up to you, would you had said, hey, well, would you had told her, hey, we kind of have history? Would you have said anything to her?
Yes, I would have. This the
Okay.
thing. I kind of did, but I didn't go into the details of the history. So I knew that when the numbers exchanged, and I was like, heard blah blah blah, and she's like, why? What's going on? I said, we'll talk about it later. There's some history there, and she said, okay, but we haven't talked about it because I didn't know there was like a continued conversation. So yeah.
And she never circled back to you to say, hey, I'm talking to him. You said there was history. Tell me the 411.
But from what I understand, they haven't even gone on a date. They just have been chumming it on text on Facebook.
Okay. So the energy given into this may be for naught. Okay. So
right. That's why I'm like, I'm probably next week I'll be over it. He could probably date one of my friends next week. I just need to like process.
Probably not, but okay.
He's in these streets. Your friend, unfortunately, is an option. Okay. Kheri, first of all, if you ever want to see him again, don't ever broadcast your business. No man can handle that unless it's positive. Okay, thank you for oh, she got more to say. Yes, and don't trust that friend. I don't know. I don't want any man who romantically liked my friend first. Okay. No, she actually pushed her friend to him. She said it might work, but didn't mean it. Okay. Kheri, didn't you tell her it's cool, but didn't mean it? Okay. I didn't tell her. I told him. So me and her haven't had like a conversation about him yet. Okay. So we're gonna move on. We've displayed enough of my business. Like I really want to delete the video. I just wanted to say where this was the inspiration that it came from. that was supposed to be before the Steve Harvey and moving on. So okay. So is there a time limit on when you could be able to date an ex? So if there's an ex-boyfriend and say this is an ex-boyfriend from high school or from college, and we're of this age, so you're in your 30s or in your 40s, and say your friend, you and your ex aren't even friends anymore, y'all not talking, there's nothing that has transpired from college or high school, and your friend runs into him out at the grocery store, whatever, they exchange numbers and they start dating, or she's interested or something romantic is sparking from that. What do you think, sis? Like, do you think that's okay for your friend to date your ex from college or high school?
Is this a present friend or a
Yeah, this is a present friend. We're only talking about present friends. We're not talking about talking about friends.
Okay. In that case, it would probably, yeah, I probably would not have an issue with that. And if I did, I would not have really, like, that would be different to me because we're talking decades have passed. Okay.
Mhm.
And if it's a present friend, I would think that she would, we would have it. If it were me, I'll just say, if I was the friend and
Mhm.
I wanted to, date another friend's ex from decades ago, I
Mhm.
would still have a conversation with her and say, hey, I ran into such. He asked for my number, girl, whatever, whatever. How do you feel about that?
Mhm.
Like, that's the type of woman I am. Like, even though it
Mhm.
was decades ago, because some people still have, that, fantasy about the high school boyfriend, the college boyfriend, or whatever the case may be. Now, if she were to say she had an issue with it, I would, out of friendship, have a conversation. But if I really liked the dude, it's decades ago. You should be over it by now. And I would feel the same way, even if I still had, felt some type of way, um,
Mhm.
had some type of lingering connection to a high school or a college ex. It would almost feel foolish for me to, like, still be trying to block present day friends from dealing with him, unless he was a crazy and I'm trying to protect them. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But
Yeah.
if it's for romantic reasons, then I don't know, I would feel a little a
You
little
feel some
funny
type of way.
about, yeah. What
What?
about you?
Probably like I mean, y'all see how I'm acting about. But if it's someone who's like, I guess it matters with the history of everything with that college or high school. Like my high school ex, I wouldn't care because it was so long ago. I just wouldn't care. Um,
Mhm.
but my college sweetheart is also my ex-husband. So that definitely would be a problem because of the history. Like that's someone who I actually married. So I
Mhm.
definitely would expect my friends to have that conversation. I don't think my friends would cross that boundary anyway if it was someone on that level. Um,
Yeah.
you
An
know?
ex-husband, I think, is different. Ex-husband versus an ex-boyfriend is definitely different to me.
Mhm.
Um, no matter how long ago it was, for
Mhm.
a present day friend.
Right.
And especially if say for instance there's children involved. A present day friend dating my ex-husband and with
Mhm.
like that would still feel, I don't care how long ago it was, that would still feel weird. That would feel
Right.
weird. Yeah,
Right.
so
Right.
um yeah.
So Christina said, if you still feeling like a high school boyfriend is off limits, you have some personal healing to do. Especially at this age. That was so long ago, child. Like,
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Absolutely. Absolutely.
um, okay. So what about in a scenario if someone is married? Say your friend got married, like old girl who was on the Steve Harvey show. She said her friend got married and she had a crush on her ex. First of all, how long you been crushing on my ex? Were you crushing while we were together? She said she always had a crush on him. And she said now that she's married, she feels like that, that should clear the way for her to date him. I
Mhm.
personally, even if I have a girlfriend who got married and I know a few of her exes, I would never date them. I just wouldn't.
Mhm.
That's just personally something I just wouldn't do. I'm not dating exes, especially if you felt any of my friends' vaginas, I'm not gonna date you because
Yeah.
it's just weird. Because now we're in a room together, and I'm like, you felt both of our vaginas. Like, how are you
Yeah.
feeling? You know what I mean?
Especially knowingly,
Yes.
like, knowingly. I see, I just don't, it's too many people in the world. It's too
Mm-hmm.
many people in the world. And so I agree with the ladies on Steve Harvey that was actually saying that it would be more so about, can I trust this friend? Because how long were you crushing on my ex? Like, you know what I mean? Like it would
Mm-hmm.
it would raise so many questions for me. And we all know, let's keep it real. There's some scandalous folks out here. Okay. There are
Mm-hmm.
people that will be right up under your butt cheek, acting like they're the best of friends with you, and
Mm-hmm.
will be dipping and tipping with your man, or
Yeah.
desiring to, or if they had the opportunity to, would do so.
Yeah.
So some people don't have a good what do you call it, friendar.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have good discernment when it comes to choosing friends. So
Yeah.
it's always amazing to me when I hear these scenarios where, I caught him in bed with my best friend. Like, what type of best friend? Like, you should have seen
A
some
trifling one.
yeah, you should have seen some janky character, at some point with that friend. Like my best friend, I may have said this before, but I'm going to repeat it. My best friend to this day I've had since I was like 11 years old. I do not do these random friendships. I'm very, very close to the neck
Yeah.
when it comes to friendship, right?
Yeah.
My best I want to say this was last year. We were doing something and she was like, "Oh, it's under my husband's cell phone number." And then I
Mm-hmm.
was like, okay, well, I don't have his number. Now they've been married I was there, her maid of honor. They've been married since I was in college. That's the 90s. Okay.
Right.
I was like, I don't have it. She was like, oh, I thought you had his number. I was like, no. What why would I need his number? I don't need his number.
Mm-hmm.
I'm that friend. There's no reason for me to be talking to your man. Even if I'm planning a surprise for you or something like that, you got sons, you got sisters, you got other people that I could talk to get, things. I don't need to be corresponding with your husband because you just don't want even the appearance of evil. You just don't want that type of stuff. So
yeah, when it comes to my friends and their men, like I don't talk to them on the phone. And if I do, I'm asking for their wife. It's just there's a line that you don't want to cross. At the end of the day, yes, that's their husband, still a man. You know what I mean? And you don't want to be disrespectful in any type of way, especially when it comes to your friends. So I definitely like when it comes to my friends' husbands, the only attachment is my friend. Like we don't have no one-on-one thing. I had a girlfriend where her husband was like, would try to text me and check on me and like, but she's not involved in this conversation. So every time I'd be like, is everything okay? Where's Jay?
Right.
So like, I don't know why you're texting me or reaching out or saying anything to me,
Yeah.
So I just think that's like, I stop it. I don't even let you even feel like you're comfortable enough to even go there. It's never gonna, unless if you're reaching out and you want to surprise your wife.
Yeah.
Okay, we can have a conversation. If it's about her, don't call me and complain about her. It needs to be roses and rainbows about her, and it needs to be strictly about her. Don't call me and complain about your wife. Don't call me in, and this is my friend as well. Don't call me and try to have side discussions. Don't try to be all up in my business. Don't do none of that. It's just inappropriate. To me, it's inappropriate. Call your sister, your mama, your cousin, or somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what if it's a friend, say it's someone who, well, we already talked about my situation, so we really don't have to go too much deep into this, but I have it to where if they weren't intimate. So what is the point where, besides what I explained to y'all, is the only difference where you can or cannot date someone's ex or love interest is if they actually been intimate or they dated? That's the only limit to where that you cannot cross that path.
You know what? I think that now, see, we're using the word intimate, but let's call it what it is, having sex. Because intimacy, you and this guy were intimate. Y'all had an emotional, or else you wouldn't be even
caring.
You wouldn't care. You wouldn't care. You wouldn't be there. Y'all obviously had some intimacy where you feel a connection with this man, even though y'all did not sleep together. Okay. So it's not, for me, that ain't the end all to be all. Okay. But what I think is when it comes to friends, we know who are real friends. We know that dude that they are seriously checking for. We know who our girls are got, even if the person don't know it. You know who your girls are really checking for. That dude, for some reason, he got, even if they never dated or whatever, it's just that person that for whatever reason it hasn't come together. But that guy is he's special to her, right? That guy, to me, should be off limits. To if you're a real friend to that person. They're sitting here sharing with you all of the, all of the stuff, their feelings about this guy, how much they like him, how this, that, the other. And then you meet the guy, and the guy may not know the depth of your friend's feelings. But you do because she told you. And if this guy, out of his, just being a man, ignorant, he see another woman or whatever, and he tries to link up or whatever, to me, being a good friend, you should reject that because your girl, like, this is a special dude to her. You know what I mean? So to me, in those cases, that would be, it doesn't matter that they didn't date, to me, as a good friend, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. And I do agree with you on that. Because if I know that my friend, even if the guy is not, because we're talking about like an emotional type of attachment or an emotional intimacy type thing. If we were out at the club or somewhere social and that friend was like, I like him, but she don't know nothing about him
Right.
or his name or nothing. That's not yours. You can't claim him. That's not your
Right.
That's not
I
you.
agree.
The homeboy comes up to your, he didn't come to you, but he came to your homegirl. Some women do be cock blocking. Now, I don't cock block on that. If we both think the homeboy is handsome and he checking for my friend, I'll walk away so my friend and him can connect. I'm not gonna be like, so what are you guys talking about? I'm not gonna be hating like that. I'm not. He didn't choose me. He chose her, and I don't know him for blow, so I don't have any claims on this man. I don't know this man. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel like women need to know the difference between that. If there's an intimate connection, there's a buildup, there's something there. Your friend has told you, I'm really, really feeling this dude, but even if he's oblivious or whatever, as the friend who knows, you do kind of have a responsibility on how to handle that because you know. Now, if neither one of you knew, then it's on her for not being honest and upfront. You know, that's how my situation was. I didn't really be 100% honest and upfront from the very beginning, so that's why the all that stuff happened. And somebody said, Kheri, you should delete this video. Let me tell y'all something about me. Those of you who are new to hearing how I talk, I'm honest. I don't get embarrassed. I'm blatantly honest and always have been. So I don't delete nothing. If I said something and it might not look the best in other people's views, or everybody might not agree, like y'all coming at me talking about Kheri, you wrong, and I said what I said. Okay, so just understand how this works. On this chat, we keep it real. Okay, and I try to keep it real with y'all, and I try to be transparent, even if it's not a popular decision. But I'm always going to be real with you guys. So bear with us. But we not going to do no phony stuff, no fake stuff. We gonna keep it real on the show. Okay. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to reveal names. I'm not going to show pictures of nobody. I'm not going to try to bash anyone. But I'm going to speak my truth. Okay.
Of course. So the point of this is it's named Good Love for a reason, because that's what we all trying to get to. We all trying to get to good love, you know, at the end of the day. And we have our bumps along the way. Some things go smoothly, some things don't. This is honestly an example of some of the things that we talk about. We talk about open communication. We talk about vulnerability, and we talk about sometimes we don't do it perfectly, you know, for whatever reason. You know, we all have had those moments where it was like, dang, I could have handled that differently, and maybe but now this is where we are, so where do we go from here? You know what I mean? So, you know, it is no shame in it. And again, it ain't nobody saying dropping no names or whatever, you know, that it is what it is on that. So but yeah, so you know that I've had the betrayals.
Oh, I know you have.
You know, and I so and what we don't understand a lot of times, you know, sometimes, and I'll just speak as being a woman, because I know that men have had betrayals as well. So I'm not, you know, but I'm a woman, and so I've had the betrayals on this end, and where there's certain things that I had to honestly, I had to take some of the innocence off and understand that there are people out here that when they're looking at you with the person that you're with, and I've never been the type of woman that's like, you know, now I don't want nobody always like when I was married, I ain't have people all in my house all the time, or even other couples and stuff. I've never been that type of person. It's been me and that person, and every now and then socializing. But just in terms of dating and ex-boyfriends, all this kind of stuff, like there are people that are from the outside looking in, they are desiring what you have, and you don't even know it. Like they're not desiring it from relationship goals. Oh, they so cute together. No, they are desiring to literally be in your size 8s, 8.5s.
Standing there next to him, holding his hand.
They're removing, they chopping you from here and putting their face, their face on your.
How many of those stalker movies you seen?
unbeknownst to you, right? So there are those people out there, and I really did not know that, because I was not the type of woman that didn't bring my man around, other friends or acquaintances or all of that kind of stuff. I wasn't that, because I was very secure in my relationship or whatever. But there are people out here that will do those type of things. And sometimes it's not necessarily a friend, but it's still in a category that should be off limits. Okay.
Yeah.
Should be off limits, right? So I think that we have to understand that there's some people that are so needy emotionally that they're going to grab whatever chance that they can get, right? And sometimes it reveals something about the person that you're in the relationship with, you know? And it's unfortunate. Those are very hard things. And when those things happen, I'm telling you, I didn't realize until recently how that actually changed me. That experience, like, it made me like
be leery on the business that you shared to your friends.
Oh yeah, but that's the other thing. I wasn't even the type to share a lot of business. It was observation, like people seeing us together, people being around us together, because we were always together, and they were looking at it from the outside, looking in, like desiring that, and on another level, So we just have to be you have to decide what type of person that you're going to be, regardless of what other people do, and then try to get people, bring people in your life that have that same mindset,
right. No, I agree with that. You definitely have to be mindful on let's put an example out there. Portia on Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Okay, clue me. I don't watch.
Okay,
so I don't know what happened.
So some people were like, "Oh, she trifling." Some people were like, she didn't know that lady like that." So Portia's fiance now that she's with, his wife, ex-wife, whatever you want to call her, was on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And they went to Portia befriended her. They weren't besties, but they were cool. And that she would be at this lady's house, like seeing how she lived. Like, this was a younger girl. The man got money, like money. And we know that Portia liked money. So Portia's at the house, seeing their house, like seeing how they live, seeing she talking about her husband, the husband catering to the wife. She's seeing them being husband and wife. So apparently some trifling stuff went down. The wife is being messy. She's been cheating. They break up. They separate. And Portia slide right up in there.
Wow.
It was probably maybe a week, if that long. Portia starts dating. Yes, she starts dating him. And I think maybe a month later they get engaged. They got engaged fairly quickly. And so everybody was like, hold up. That is trifling. But Portia was like, she's not my friend though. Like, we're not friends like that. Like, she's not my best. Like, we're not close. Like, she's more of an acquaintance, or no, she's not even really my friend. We don't even talk. So what do you think of that? Like, what point is there loyalty to somebody else's man? Like, if it's an acquaintance or whatever, what point is there loyalty to where you like, you know what, that's you can't step over because of that's not her best friend, but she been in that woman's house.
It don't matter. It's trifling because some things you just don't do to another woman, period.
Right.
You don't do to another person. It'll be different if it's okay. So first of all, if this woman wasn't it doesn't matter if y'all were cool enough for you to be invited to her home. Y'all were cool enough for you to be around her in her relationship, in her personal space with her husband. So miss me with that. Okay.
I definitely would not do it.
No. And then on top of that, it's scandalous because a week or two. So let's just give her a little breathing room. A month later, she's there. She's the one that's up in the house. She's dating him.
She's dating him. They're talking about and the thing is, on social media bashing his wife. She's on social media bashing his ex-wife. It was just it seems like them coming together was like due to a bash session against the ex-wife hurting him. So she became the shoulder he could cry on, and also scooted herself up in her position or whatever.
Well,
so let's go into these.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out, because probably it won't end well. I'm sorry. You can't do mess and think you're going to get a blessing out of it. Sorry.
So she, say if I'm saying your name,
Queuing.
Is it Queuing? Okay, very lovely name. One of my acquaintances' husband texted me, got the number from her. Listen, I added her to that chat. I know that's right. So we're not communicating like this. Where's your wife?
Right.
I know that's right. Honestly, that guy's automatically in my friend zone. Like, I can't be attracted. Okay. I don't remember what we were talking about with that comment. Let me know.
I think it's just the girl, the somebody that your friend really is checking for.
Okay. Gotcha. Yes. Friend zone him. It has always worked out that my friends and I have different tastes in men, so haven't had this happen. That's true. Because me and Chanel never like the same guy. This is my best friend talking. Never have liked the same guy. I'd be like, you do? And she was like, you do? You think he's cute?
Good.
Like, go ahead, girl. Okay. People like authenticity. I do too. Thank you. We gonna keep it authentic on here. Let's keep it 100. Yes. That's why I love about you, authentic and real, my dear. Thank you, bonus mother. Are you still friends?
Don't come for Kheri.
Don't come for Kheri. Hold up. I said what I said. No. Are you still friends with the woman who's talking to the dude you had interactions with? Yes. We are. I would consider her one of my close friends here in DC. It like the relationship has actually started to build closer, but it's no here or there. Honestly, it's becoming a bigger deal than what it really is. Kheri, are you still friends with this woman? Yes, I am. I'm still friends with her. It takes courage to share about these relationships. Yes. This is why we decided to do this, is because we have had our own experiences and we want to share our experiences and what we've learned from them,
Yeah.
And what we're continuing. Like, y'all taught me something. I'm gonna communicate, and I'm not gonna cock block going forward. I mean, I'm not trying to cock block. One of my acquaintances. Oh, we already said this. How do we? Let's see. It has a so-called friend that tried to mess with all of me. So you had a so-called friend that tried to mess with all of your ex-boyfriends. I hope you're not friends with that friend no more, because after the first one, you should have dropped her. Yeah. After that first one, you should have dropped her.
Let me add this. Stop talking to people about your relationships. Stop talking to your girlfriends about what your man is doing for you. My God, do not talk about how he is in the bedroom. I'm sorry, you just simply cannot do it. You cannot do it. And some of you guys, your boys are tipping behind your back too. Your boys are like, you cannot. There are, especially if you ain't right, if you're not right, your boys know that you got a good woman. Those same guys, they are looking like, if I get the chance to scoop this woman from this fool, because they know you don't deserve her, right? They know all the dirt that you're doing. And so they are eyeing your good woman while you out here thinking that you being the man.
Yeah.
Y'all better get wise on that. Y'all better really, really understand what is happening out here.
You have to kind of keep the intimate parts of your relationship between you and that person. Like, keep those things between each other.
Yeah.
You know, because even though you do want to trust your friends and you hope that people wish the best for you and have your back, folks is trifling. You know, there are people who are miserable. They want what you want. They'll purposely trying to tarnish your stuff, because there are men who will you know, talk to their homeboys about their relationship. Their homeboys gonna give them the wrong advice to try to tear that apart and slide in and take her. Like
Because
I've
they're
heard,
jealous.
yes,
Out of
because they're
jealousy.
jealous.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm.
They waiting
Yeah.
for you to move out of the way. They're gonna help you move out of the way to give it. And the same thing with women. Women telling their business. Like I only have a couple of friends that I talk to and get advice from. And my sister is one of those. She's my sister, so I always get advice from her because I know she wishes the best for me, and I know she ain't gonna slide in my man's DMs. But when I talk, there's only a couple of people who I talk to about my relationships and getting advice, because I trust them and I know that they're not going to go there. But you can't be telling the masses and everybody, you're having your girlfriend circle and be like, oh yeah, girl, that pipe be, you know, and he be, you know, having me flipped up upside down in the bedroom.
No, it ain't that much girl talk in the world. And like I said, you have to be very like that's why I say my best friend who knows all of my secrets and I know hers, like she's like a sister to me. That is the only reason why that, like, it's proven, it's decades behind it. You know what I mean? Now, this is the other thing. Sometimes you have to be able to have discernment, even with, like, we're sisters. Our siblings are very close. Like, we're not that group of siblings that you can come for, do some dirt, or you see these sisters dealing with the same dude or whatever. There are people like that. That is not ours. Okay. However, you have to even watch, I hate to say it, some family members. If that family member is scandalous with how they deal with their friends, i.e., you know that family member is tipping and dipping with their friends, man, I don't care if it's your blood. That is character. That's character. And you would be a fool to trust that person and think that that won't be done to you. They may love you, but there is a character flaw in them that will cause them to have, like, they may have the issue where they just want attention or need attention, whatever. I mean, I refer you to the classic Black movie Soul Food. Okay. I refer you to that movie. They put it in the movie because it really happens. If I'm telling you, it's unfortunate. That doesn't mean you go around side-eyeing all your cousins and all that kind of stuff, but it does mean that don't be a fool. Like, if a person is revealing themselves to you, it doesn't matter if they're your blood. That's character. It's character.
Yeah. So, Miss Realistic One, hey girl, you've been participating. We appreciate your participation today. Thank you. She said, so true. Keep the man you're dating away from your friends until you are committed. Okay. Okay. Christina said, I don't have a loyalty to folks who ain't my friend. So you'll go. So if you say hi and they got a man and they break up tomorrow, you're gonna be like sliding up in them DMs. I don't know that woman.
Listen, and I'm sorry if old girl been in the house, they close enough. She been,
She agreed. She said, "True, good point. They were close enough that she got an invite to the house."
Yeah.
If I see the interact, I would just feel weird. That's just so trifling.
Yeah.
Portia scoped out that situation. That's what we were talking about. Like, people looking at your stuff, wishing it was theirs. Portia, once she got that green light that they breaking up, child, she's probably slid in them DMs so quickly. I'm your shoulder you can cry on. I'm so sorry.
Right. Pushing his head down in the cleavage.
I know, crying my shoulders. That has to do with personal integrity and character. Very true. Very true.
Yes, it does.
Hey, Daddy-O. As a man, I would not want a woman like that. She will betray you also. I know that's right, Daddy.
So true. So true.
If
Yep.
she gonna betray your friend, she gonna betray you. I know that's right. I'm not
Character
gonna lie
is
though,
so
I have
important.
been the person that like dated a friend.
Okay, do
I was
tell.
that trifling person. Um, so okay. So I was dating this guy, right? We wouldn't even say dating. It was a situationship.
Okay.
And I he invited me to an event, and he was there with another woman with the event. We were barely talking, and he was barely even chatting it up. He was just like, I was like, okay, so I'm gonna do what I want to do. And he had this very good looking friend who was trying to talk to me, and we exchanged numbers, and me and that friend started dating.
Okay, rewind. Okay. So you were on a date with this one
No,
guy.
no, I was on a date.
You
He
were
had an
met.
event. He had an event.
Okay. He had
He
an
had like a
event.
party, right?
Okay.
And I went to the party, and at the party, he was like in some other lady's face, and we really weren't interacting that much. You know how you could tell.
Uh-huh.
But he was like with the woman. Like I felt like it was like this is someone he's dating or whatever.
Okay.
So his friend wanted to talk to me, and he didn't know the history or whatever. So me and his friend started talking at the party. We exchanged numbers. I thought he was very attractive, and me and his friend started dating. And we started like
Okay.
dating.
Dating. Okay.
Mhm.
Were you
And
dating the guy that was throwing the event?
no, it's like a situationship.
So situationship. Okay.
Mhm.
So how did you feel after you did? Did you regret doing that? Was that a good
No,
move? Was it
I mean
okay?
they both were meh. I mean it didn't work out with neither one, but how the friend found out now. This was the kicker because I did tell him like that. Well, did I tell him? I did tell him. I told him like later on while we were dating, and he was just like, okay, he didn't ask a lot of questions, but he kind of just. But the friend didn't
This is
know that.
this is the second friend. This is the
The
second
second
friend.
friend,
You
yeah,
told him that you had history with the guy that was throwing the event.
right.
Okay.
And so the guy who was throwing the event, he didn't know I started dating his friend because they weren't like best friends, but they're friends.
Right.
So we run into. I'm out with the friend. We're out on a date, and we decide to go out to this lounge, and we go to the lounge, and I'm like sipping my drink at the bar, and then the situationship walks in and sees the friend, and he's like, "Oh, what's up?" Blah blah blah. And as they're talking, and I could tell he was like, "Who are you here with? Who are you here with?" And I was like, "Oh God, here you go." And he was like, "Oh, I'm here with Kheri," and he looks and he's like, I was like,
Oh God.
ah, oh my gosh, that was trifling though. But I mean, whatever. But I said hello, and then he was just like, "What's up?" And that was that. That was my trifling moment as a woman.
Yeah, Carrie, that I agree. You know. You
That
know.
was my trifling moment as a woman. We have our
Yeah.
trifling moments. That was definitely my trifling moment as a woman.
Yeah, nah, that would
Yeah.
have been a no-go because and the reason why on I don't care how attractive the friend is, if he know I'm okay, you said he didn't know. He didn't know
He
that you
didn't
were in a
know.
situation.
He was clueless. He didn't know. And the reason why he didn't know is because he was all up in some other woman's face. So he's like, clearly they're not dating. He's all up in this other woman's face.
Oh,
And I
okay.
gave myself the green light to do what I want to do because I thought I saw them kiss. So I was like,
Oh.
okay.
Okay, this sounds like trash from front to back, top to
Yeah.
bottom. The whole situation sounds like trash. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that was my trifling moment. I did have a trifling moment. And I did not care because he was being trifling. I think it was a little bit of payback, just a little bit. But I wouldn't do that to someone I care about, to be honest with you.
I hope not.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. True. Okay. That's plain wisdom, right? Exactly. Jealousy. That's so true. That's why you keep intimate part personal. Okay. Dex agreed with keeping the intimate part personal. Sus Wilcox. I had a bomb Jamaican in the 90s and I couldn't keep my damn mouth shut. A friend, moved in when I left for basic training. Dang.
Oh.
And you were telling all your business to your friend, and she wanted him for yourself. So the minute you weren't in the picture, there she go. Trifling.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes. Don't introduce him to your okay. Okay, got it. Don't introduce him to your friends until you're committed. That's just an unnecessary ass whooping you don't want. Excuse the language, y'all see what I said.
Oh, we hear you, Keandra.
Her butt in the hotel when they came to visit as well. Yeah, I mean, you do got to be careful who you be having sleeping up in your house too. When you have your friends visit, that is very true.
They were just talking about the gospel singer Kiara Clark Sheard. Yeah. She's recently gotten married or whatever. It was something that people were trying to ride her about, saying she was being insecure because she said something about not letting friends in the house or whatever around her husband or something. I don't remember the exact quote, but it was something about friends being in the house, having friends around her husband and all that kind of stuff. And people were trying to make it seem like that she was being insecure. And I'm like, nope, no, she's not. She's and on top of that, I think that you have to be careful about period who you just let in your house. And then on a consistent basis, like these couples that can't do anything by themselves, they always have to have friends for, every weekend, friends got to be at the house, or every vacation is a group vacation. To me, there is something wrong there. If you can't just be with you and your mates, something's wrong. Something's wrong. And I also, that's when stuff can people are human, right? So say for instance, your personality actually clicks better with somebody in the friend group that y'all are always hanging out. And so next thing you know, he kikiing it up with the wife over here, and she kikiing it up with, it's just it can get messy. It can get you need to build with the person that you're in the relationship with. And that doesn't mean that you don't socialize with other people. It means you put it in its proper place and you don't expose your relationship you don't make your relationship vulnerable to outside entities. You just don't,
Yeah. It's very true. Yeah, I've had situations where it's even been friends of friends who were being inappropriate with the guy who I was married to, my ex-husband. And I remember I told her cousin, I was like, you either check her or I'm going to, and my checking of her is not going to be pleasant. Because this woman knew that me and my husband, because she was like a visiting cousin, and she knew that me and my ex-husband were coming to visit. So we knock on the door. She opens the door. She has on boy shorts with her booty cheeks hanging out and a tank top. I said, "Why don't you go put some clothes on and where's she cousin at?" Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Even mom came to visit me, and this same cousin, because it was like a best friend couple that would hang with us, and this cousin just moved in with them. She was from another country. And this same cousin came in with them, and I'm already side-eyeing her because she already opened the door with panties on. And so she's in the kitchen. My ex-husband was in the kitchen, and mama was there visiting. Right. She didn't play. So she's looking like this. And then she's in the kitchen with my ex-husband, and they're like chumming it up. So my face is tight, and Mama came in and she was like, "You need to get out of this kitchen. You need to get out of this kitchen. This is her and her husband's kitchen. You don't ever go into another woman's kitchen. I know you're not from here. Mama is. I know you're not from here. Okay. But you need to go ahead and sit your little ass on the couch. We're gonna help you. This is not your house. You don't go into another woman's kitchen." I was like, "Thank you, mother. Thank you."
Listen.
He was listen.
And that's absolutely right, because yeah, I had a situation when I was married. We were shooting a project, we were shooting a film. So our house, we had a bunch of people in our house, the cast, the crew, all this kind of stuff. Well, one of these little, needy females, right, it was a little too much talking and chumming and kicking and all this kind of stuff or whatever.
Laughing at all the stale jokes.
Oh yeah, exactly. And there had already been a couple of things that were like on the verge, and I like, it was a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this particular day, she had got some mosquito bites or something, and and she's like, "Oh my, I got mosquito bites when we were out in the forest shooting." And he's over there checking the mosquito bites.
Damsel in distress ass girl.
"Can I see you back in the studio?" I remain respectful, but right now, let me see you back in the back there.
We need a conversation.
And conversate we did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I'm like, it's like, I've been dealing with the junk all day, right? And this is like, if you look, somebody about to get hurt in here. Like, it really was too much. But it's that type of stuff where there's some people that they will cross the lines that you allow to be crossed.
Mm-hmm.
That's him, that's her, that's her knowing that that's her trying him, and he knowing that he's the one that's married.
Yeah.
And he's going into it like, no.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I have one more question before we end the night. If you have a friend, say for instance, your friend's ex, and your friend's ex wants to hook up with your friend who's not friends with the friend, is that appropriate?
Wait, say that again.
Okay. So say for instance, the friend's ex, right? My friend's ex met one of my girlfriends who's not friends with her, but he's like, "Kheri, put me down with your friend." Now, I've been in this situation and I was like, "I'm not putting you down with nothing." I'm not hooking up with nobody. I don't want to be in the middle of it. So
is it a recent ex of your friend?
Yeah. Well, so my friend, say for instance, my friend is married now. They gone on to their merry way. Our friend circle knows not to even, we don't even, the homie never know. Everybody knows that's, you can't cross that line, even with her being married. But the homie meets my homie and was like, "What's up?" I did not do the hookup.
Your homie that's not in the friend group with your married girlfriend. Your homie is not in.
Well, technically, like now, like this is a friend who's merging into this group. So like it's a friend, but that they're merging into, like, everybody kind of knows everybody. They're not necessarily besties, they're not best friends, but it's kind of like a Portia situation, but say he got divorced and he, that type of situation.
Okay, so this is what I will say, because I always think about me as a single woman, how I want to be treated, how I want to, like for instance, say for instance, this person actually would be really good for this person, right? Not for you to determine, but I'm saying, what if, right?
Mhm.
And we all
Mhm.
out here trying to connect with our love. We're trying to connect with
Right.
our love. And we go through all of these other relationships, kick some frogs, kiss some princes, whatever, whatever,
Mhm.
and we're all trying to do that, right? So then someone wants, an introduction or whatever the case may be. In that case, what I would do is I would talk to my married friend and say, how do you feel about this? How would you feel about this?
Okay.
Because it's just a communication thing. Because again, what if this could be something and it's the happiness of somebody else? Just like I wouldn't want anybody blocking my happiness, and I don't even know
Right.
old girl. Like, or
Right.
I've met her. I may have met her, but I'm my potential opportunity, even if it's for a good conversation and a meal, whatever,
Right. Do you
so
not think? Do you not think I should just like? You don't think I should just stay out of it altogether and just let it happen like let it happen naturally?
But what
Like,
if there's no opportunity for it to happen naturally? So the
no,
only reason why.
'cause remember everybody hangs out with each other. So how they even saw each other is because we were all in the same room. So it's not like they saw her on Instagram, you know?
Okay.
So this
Well,
is the opportunity for you to go do like I just don't want to be responsible for hooking them up.
yeah, I mean, that's okay. Well, if he had access to her and he didn't take the opportunity, now that was his bad. Like, he should have
Right.
took the
I just
opportunity.
didn't want because they were like hook me up and I'm like I'm not doing no hooking up.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
doing
and
the
Yeah. And now, if to me, okay, this is how I would gauge it. If it's two good people or two decent people, whatever that it could be, then I would ask my married friend whose ex it was, because there was the married friend there.
no.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I think, yeah, that can be a case by case basis, but I definitely would not be wanting to block anybody's happiness if it wasn't for a legit quote unquote reason. At the same time, I understand what you're saying. You don't want to be in the middle of something, but
Yeah,
if
because
it's
I didn't block it. I didn't say no, you can't talk to her. I said I'm not doing it. You know.
right, I'm just saying
So it's
because he came to
yeah,
you for it. Like, for instance,
right.
like you know, my ex went to my friend and asked her about me, and
Hmm.
she came and told me, but I'm saying that he went to her instead of coming directly to me, because that's just sometimes, it's the warm market, warm it up for me, to see if there's any possibility, you know what I mean? Like, he went to other
Okay, but
people.
right, but her friend didn't date him. Did her friend date him?
No, 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 no.
Right.
But I'm just
So
saying
that
that sometimes it happens like that, where you're approached by someone that says, "Can you connect me
I
to?"
have no problem. But that's the thing. I love hooking my friends up. If I feel like there's a good connection, that's not
Mhm,
a problem. But if
mhm,
it's like I have a loyalty to someone
mhm.
and I don't want to be put in the middle of that. I don't want to be the one to hook them. You know what I mean? I don't want to be the one to be
Yeah.
like, well, Carrie hooked us up, and I know, you know what I mean? I just would rather
Yeah, I know. Especially if
you
you
do it.
already know, if you know that your married girlfriend would have a problem with it, then I
Mhm.
absolutely wouldn't touch it. But
Yeah,
if you don't know, then it would be a question for her.
right, right.
If you want, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Child, we almost 30 minutes after the hour.
Okay. I told you it was probably gonna be past the thing. This is the juicy subject. And honestly, I feel like we should do a part two where it's like a male's perspective because I feel like we're kind of going off of the female perspective, but I think there's more to say on the male's part of what they feel like that is. Because I feel like Dex, he's just like, you wrong and
Right.
incorrect, error, red flag.
Yeah,
um Daddy O says you should not allow just any type of spirit into your home. Kiara's being spiritual and wise. Yeah, I
I
agree.
agree.
That's why we need the Holy Ghost. Laugh aloud. Don't nobody know anything except him. I say stay out of it, Kheri. I agree. I agree. I was like, I don't want, my name is Paul and I ain't in it, y'all. Y'all grown. Going over there. Keep me out
Right.
of it.
Well, he missed his opportunity. He was in the woman's face. He should have went and talked to her.
Yeah, like don't just because it's my friend, like you know that my friend dated you, you keep me out. I don't want any of that drama. I
Yeah,
want none of that smoke.
he should have took that opportunity on his own.
Yeah. So y'all put in the comments if you want a part 2 to hear from the male's perspective. I know y'all heard from our perspective and some of our juicy stories, some of my trifling stories. I definitely learned a lot from this. I was on the hot seat a couple times, which I appreciate. But I, you know, at the end of the day, you know, be loyal to your friends, you know, communicate with each other. Don't do something to someone that you wouldn't want them to do to you,
Yeah.
you know, and you just, you know, try to always have integrity and remember that these are people that you supposedly care about. So you don't want to mess that up. There's so many stories, like so many times this has happened. I know a lot of women where, you know, their friends have messed with their friend, you know, friends, men or men doing trifling stuff. I know a guy who one of his close friends married his ex. Like I mean, I do love, but there's so many people in this world, you know,
Yeah.
so many people in this world.
Yeah.
Try to stray away from your friends' exes, you know?
Yeah,
Try to keep
and it's not really a try, it's do. It's a
right.
decision. It literally is a decision. There are, like you said, there are millions of people in the world. You do not have to get like expand your if you think that your nuggets are right there, that you got to
Right.
be, you know, recycling and picking up the crumbs from your friend or your family member, that you need to expand your world, you know, because there's too many people in the world. Like some things, like I would never even think about my sister's ex, nothing. Like
Yeah,
it's not even
I
an
wouldn't
option. Like you just literally, it's not an option. So
yeah.
don't even put it on the table. Like that's just what it is, you know. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you guys, you know, having this hour and a half with us. I've enjoyed y'all's commentary and you know, we appreciate y'all's participation and we had a lot of new people come in today. So we do this every Tuesday, 9 Eastern Standard Time, 8 Central Standard Time. This is a relationship podcast. So we discuss everything that's around relationships and just trying to get to a place where we can all have good love. So we appreciate you guys again. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe, share. Let's get this audience up. But I feel like tonight was one of our heavier nights. I see the people coming in, so that's a great thing. So y'all let us know if you want to see a part 2 from the male's perspective, though.
Yes, we can definitely bring a gentleman in to give them, because I would venture to say that they they think of it slightly different than we as women. So that would be interesting. So yeah, definitely let us know. And please, if you find value in these conversations, please share. Even if you don't find value, please share. Please share. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel, you all, and share with other people. Ask them to subscribe as well. We have a first goal of 1,000 subscribers, so please help us meet that number. So yeah, please share this conversation and all of that good stuff. Okay. All right.
Good night, guys. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Good night.
Bye.
Yes. Good night. Bye.